And we're live. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Overworked Nerds, a show where a bunch of busybody, business-minded friends get together each week and play D&D together. My name is Kyle. I am your DM. And tonight we are continuing along with our regular story, but I'm gonna go on a little bit of a side quest with Azariah and Revel. As many of our friends are, yeah, you guys are the best.
Because they are overworked nerds, and they're off being overworked.
Yeah,
they're hustling. They're selling their things.
Exactly. Living up to the name. So, before we get into that, we're going to, I just wanted to mention, we always say, if you don't follow us or already connected with us on social media, we are on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon at Overworked Nerds, Instagram.com, Facebook.com, Patreon.com/Overworked Nerds. So connect with us on all the socials, and also drop us a like, share, show some love. Yeah. So without any further ado, really, the show's gonna start.
Don't be afraid, come take my hand. Your friends are here, they have your back. Venture out with us onto an all new land. We will all be for you what you lack. It's time to play. Grab your dice and your snacks. There are goblins ahead in this cave. Let's go on the attack, for we must save the day. We'll be heroes or failures. It's our tale and it's our game to play.
Oh, yeah. Are we? Beer. It's what's for dinner.
Yeah. All right. So, last we left off, the collectors continue their journey from Amity to the town of Brenningford. Along the way, they found themselves being tracked or goaded by a emerald dragon, which they did battle with and were able to defeat and thwart its plan to steal the Mirror of Lorathiel from them. Having successfully fought off this entity, they decided to travel a bit more and then lie down to rest for the evening, getting them a little bit closer to their final destination, roughly now about a half day away. Yep.
Did we get the dragon's digits? So we could be a friend of the collectors in the future? Or would you just eat us?
I think that he is...
He said he'd be there, but he didn't tell us how to reach him.
Yeah, he didn't really give you
give us a beeper
call
or a pager.
Me. This is where I
didn't get the digits.
No. But there's a loose kind of agreement that there were suitable terms on each side. So possible ally, strong possibility that it's somebody that you can count on should you run into them again.
If not, we'll hunt him down and kill him again.
Yeah. But
it's easy enough the first time.
Yeah. No sweat. You all finished that, and you found a nice spot to rest, just off the road. And as you transition from rest into morning, Revel, you pick up from this trance state that you're in, you pick up on a slight, almost whimpering whisper, and it causes you to stir awake. Go ahead and make a perception check for me as you stir to consciousness.
My passive is 15. You want me to roll an active?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an active perception check.
would be an 8.
8.
I just woke up.
Yeah. So you wake up, you hear this like slight whispering, and as your eyes open, you kind of like look around and bat your eyes. You also look and you see that Azariah has been roused, and he is starting to like not go defensive, but he's also seems to have heard something. And while the rest of your crew is soundly asleep and or trancing, the two of you make eye contact, and you can sort of feel like a weight, and you see that there is a subtle like fog that's beginning to build up in the tree line around your camp.
Interesting. Detect magic.
Okay. So you go ahead and cast Detect Magic. You get a strong sense of abjuration magic, the school.
My magic.
Yeah. And you are not like a pressing weight, but you do feel like a thickness to the air begin to kind of like set in as you finish casting this spell. Assuming you cast it as a ritual and just kind of...
No, I threw a first level spell slot at it.
Okay.
So it was an action.
So
just
instantaneous, yeah. But yeah, I'll say you cast that, and kind of as time goes on, you start to feel that like kind of heaviness, and as you draw breath, like it starts to fog up a bit. Definitely something present. Azariah, as you awake, I would like for you to make a perception check as well.
$15.
15. Okay, so you get the sense as you're looking out in each direction that creeping kind of like feeling in the back, like the tingle in the back of your neck, like you are being watched, not by something, but by a presence. It just lingers, and you can almost like with a sixth sense feel it. But it seems like it's surrounding you from all sides of your camp as you look around.
I ease over next to Rebel and say, Do you feel that?
Why, yes, my friend. It is protection magic. It does not seem to be doing anything quite yet. Man, I don't have anything that could, like, blow this away. Yeah. I could do Mage Hand, and it just starts going like this.
Yeah.
I don't have anything helpful in this. Other than making us stealthy.
Prestidigitation could do a puff of wind, but it's like just a puff of wind. Like it's not a
Yeah.
You'll feel it like it's a puff of wind.
Nice little breeze. That's what powers your hot tub.
So I'm just on guard. Like unless I'm feeling like this is a threat. It's
Okay.
my kind of magic, which means it's protective magic. So abjuration, I don't think is someone casting an extra protection on our camp. You know, is someone showing up that wants extra protection? That wants to talk? I don't know.
Make an Arcana check.
I will expend a spell slot
14.
and do primeval awareness.
Got it. Okay. So, with a 14, and I'll say kind of combining your previous, Azariah's perception, your passive perception, you notice at the north end of your camp, through the fog, a silvery light kind of pierces through. And as you open up your awareness and begin to try to understand the abjurative nature of the magic surrounding you, your awareness of the arcane is brought to that silver pinprick of light. And as you focus, your eyes start to make out what appears to be a single floating feather through this fog and mist. And the more that you kind of focus in and look at it, the more that the fog kind of tends to dissipate and clear up. And you could just now see floating there amongst the trees this single bright silver feather.
I would really like to touch the feather.
What feather?
Point out the feather.
So, Rebel points this out to you, and you also see the same feather that just kind of hangs in the air, and it looks like sort of like spinning slowly, not falling or rising, but just kind of drifting in the air.
Would you prefer to
I'm
touch it,
mage-handed.
or should? Okay, that's
Okay,
That's better.
I'm gonna mage hand it over to us.
gotcha. Your
Since
mage
we're like
hand.
Charlie's Angels right now.
Just make a so this would be a spellcraft check. So I want you to roll a d20 and then just add your whatever like your spell attack roll is. So
Spell attacks +8.
yeah.
I'm gonna do digital. My physical dice have been awful tonight. Let me try digital.
Did Primeval do
Oh,
anything?
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I
You
can
open
give
up
myself
to-
the spell slot back.
19.
So you open up your primeval awareness, and this gives you the ability to sense entities of different types. So like dragons, fiends.
Aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, and undead,
Okay,
and
So-
dragons, and those other things you said.
got it. So you do pick up on energy that reflects an abjurate, or sorry, bleh. Not abjuration.
Aberration.
Aberration. Yes, it's like it's on the tip of my tongue, and I just couldn't say it. A creature not of this realm, something alien, is attempting to press into this space, and you feel it as though it is behind something. Like it's not. You can tell that it's not the full presence of what is probably there. Like it's almost like it's shielded, or it's like you are sensing it through a gate or a fence.
Rebel, be careful. There's something here, not from around here.
So I want the feather to be like in the mage hand,
Yeah.
right in front of us.
Gotcha.
Just sort of bring it right in front of us. Can I make another Arcana check, or can I do Identify as a ritual?
So, as your mage hand drifts out and attempts to grasp this feather, it reaches, and as it attempts to close around the feather, the mage hand is caught and dispelled. So it attempts to grab the feather, but your spell fades.
Is it supposed to do that?
Nope. No, he's not supposed to do that. From my accent went away for a second. I don't know why. All of the magic that I have that would let me know what this is, I would have to touch it.
And I'll say, Rebel, as you cast your mage hand and you send it in this direction, as it's dispelled, you notice that the ground beneath the feather, where it's floating, it appeared to like slightly glow. And what you could tell from your vantage point, where either a set of runes or glyphs or markings below where the feather was, that are just about maybe 10 or 15 feet, like kind of outside of the perimeter of your camp where you've kind of like set up your safety net. So as the mage hand made it into that space and attempted to grasp, it was dispelled.
I do another mage hand right in front of me, but because I'm still kind of defensive right now looking at this feather.
Yeah.
I use that mage hand to poke Poppy.
Okay. You poke Poppy, and you would normally expect her to be awake for something like this, and she would pop awake, even just the sound of you and Azariah like stirring and have a conversation. Like, she is that perceptive, but she seems to be breathing normally, sleeping soundly, or rather trancing, and she kind of remains at peace and
Yep, that's what I
quiet.
figured.
Oh, hell, this is another one of those stupid dream things again, isn't it?
I do not know. Do we wish to try to fight this, or should we go and grab it?
I mean, I could shoot an arrow at it and see what happens. Or we can go play with it.
Let's just try the arrow.
Draw an arrow and shoot it at the feather.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
19.
19. And go ahead and roll damage for your arrow.
Nine.
9.
Unless technically this counts as first round.
Sure. I'll allow you to add your Gloomstalker first round advantage damage.
Dread Embusher. Okay, sure. Let's do it. It's 12 altogether.
Okay. Total 12. Got it. As you fire this arrow, it hits center mass on this feather. A solid strike. And it vanishes. Suddenly, both of you, in your mind, hear a whispering voice push to the front of your consciousness. The seal is broken. The Watcher is gone. The vessel remains. And this whisper repeats over and over, echoing, the seal is broken, the seal is broken. The Watcher is gone, the Watcher is gone. The vessel remains, the vessel remains. The seal is broken, the seal is broken, the seal is broken. The seal is broken, the seal is broken. And you watch as the feather in space begins to turn faster. What are you doing?
Hang on.
The seal is
seal
broken.
Is broken. The Watcher is gone.
The vessel remains.
Gone. The vessel remains. Those don't sound good. I don't like any of those. I want the Watcher back. I want the seal repaired. And you said what happens to the feather?
It just begins spinning a little bit faster. So it's not quite like a... it's still easily perceptible. It's not spinning fast enough to become a blur, but that kind of slow drift picks up speed.
Well, this is slightly unnerving and maybe not the response we were hoping for.
Touch it or dispel it? What do we do? Well, I could touch it, I could dispel it, I can identify it. But to identify it, I have to touch it.
Rebel, your passive perception you pick up in the dirt, leading from this spot where the feather is, you just see what appear to be footprints on the ground moving in your direction, one after the other. Slight depressions. The shape is not beast-like, but not quite human either. There's a almost alien figure or shape to these steps. And they approach. Every few seconds, you see a new step appear to the left and the right.
I do a minor illusion right in front of us.
Okay.
Like 10 feet in front of us, of a small wall of fire. Just like a 5 foot across,
Okay.
flickering, ethereal, blue-green flames,
Got it.
magical flames.
All right. You create this illusion and soundlessly, beautiful orange flames begin to like rise up in this space. The footsteps continue toward you.
Well, my friend, that is not either of those things that you said you were going to do.
Well, that these footprints are not a feather.
Footprints.
Now you look at Azariah and you see there are about, at this point, 7 or so footprints leading into your camp toward where you all are standing.
From the feather?
From where the feather was, yeah.
Is this repetitive phrase and saying, like the voice, is it getting louder?
The phrase isn't getting louder, but you notice that as it encroaches and gets closer, the light from your campfire begins to diminish. The fire doesn't get any smaller, but you can see that it's almost as if the light is being pulled in and consumed by whatever is encroaching from that side of your camp. So like a shadow creeping toward you with each of these steps, the camp grows darker and colder, but the fire still seems to be functioning. It's
Maybe we should call out. We see them.
Stop! We see you!
you call out.
Announce yourself!
And I'm, as he's saying this, I'm knocking another arrow. I'm not drawing, pointing, but I'm like ready.
And I've
Okay.
got firebolt cock
Okay.
blocked. Like I wave my hand and there is a flickering flame. Known the world over as a mage about to cast firebolt.
You notice that the footprints stop. Give me a intimidation check.
I'm super not intimidating. Are you intimidating?
Yeah.
Well, can he do it? Or it has to be me?
I think
Maybe you can
You
get
can-
get a bonus because I'm standing next to you.
it was Revel. Revel was making the
Ha! Yeah. How many ones have I rolled tonight?
oh no.
How many ones have I rolled tonight?
It feels
Yeah.
great.
This
doesn't
is
it?
my 5th one tonight on 3 different dice.
Doesn't it feel great? It doesn't feel.
Did
great.
you do a ritual or something before I got here?
I will never tell.
Shame on him.
But that's what it took to get rid of my curse.
You got rid of the Will Wheaton.
You did the
curse.
Wheaton ritual?
Mhm. Azariah, make a intelligence saving throw.
That's not nice of you at all. Worst stat.
I mean, I don't want to murder hobo, but
That's a 5.
this is about to just go, okay, I guess we're just throwing magic around.
Revel presents to you in a very convincing fashion that the two of you should probably figure out what's under this feather. And you begin walking toward that area just outside of camp. And Revel, you watch as Azariah just kind of looks at you and nods, and then he begins to trot out.
Azariah, what are you doing?
A feather. We need to go to the feather.
I'm going to go after.
You continue, and you get to the feather. And as you step just within this strange sort of patterning of sigils that are on the ground, you suddenly see the feather, the silver point of light, be transformed into a small ball of infinite darkness, and both of you are yanked forward, and you continue to hear that whispering, and it picks up, and it increases in its quantity and volume, and you are rocketing through an unknown space until suddenly your bodies smack into a cold, hard stone surface.
Great.
Both of you, as you stand up, go ahead and make perception checks.
Oh, we don't take fall damage. That's good.
No.
10. Seriously, digital and physical. I am
9.
9.
I'm guessing this is a 4 or is it
10.
10. Okay. So
Yeah, that's a 4.
you look down this, easy to pick up on. The floor here is almost like a glassy sheen. You touch it and it is mostly smooth. There are different areas of burned sigils, and Revel, as you kind of like walk around, you notice that most of these are abjurative in nature. They are markings to seal or keep something trapped within.
Oh, this is a protective abjuration. This is like restrictive. This is a jail.
You look up and
Did you say this out loud? Or is-
I'm probably muttering as I look around and like,
Okay.
this is to keep something in.
In?
Yeah, I believe we are in perhaps some sort of a magical jail.
Wonderful. Just how I wanted to spend my morning, late evening. I don't know. Who knows what time it is anymore?
so,
Can I Arcana?
sure, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
15.
A 15.
Just to let everyone know, that was a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Only reason it's a 15. I have a plus 11 to Arcana.
Yeah,
This sucks.
I'm gonna do an investigation.
15 is not bad. Yeah, Azariah, if you want to make an investigation check, you look up again, and one thing that you notice is that in this space you see that same silver feather there, kind of floating, and it's back to its slow
That's okay. 18.
turn. And you remember from your time studying back at home a phenomenon known as the Watcher, which was a specific form of abjuration magic that was used to entrap and keep sealed away certain dangerous entities. And I'd say with the 15, that is about all that you remember. And you notice that in the space you are in now, the silvery sheen of the feather is diminished, and it seems a bit more charred in, I would say it seems weathered, like it's been either broken down or it's lost something over time or due to an outside influence.
It's 18 on investigation.
18. You notice that the ground around where the feather is, there are kind of like scratch or pock marks in the smooth stone surface. There are 4, I'd say, parallel scratches in different places, kind of surrounding this. But
Well, the Watcher's gone. Where's the vessel? I'm looking for the vessel.
Make
Describe what I saw again.
So you saw this feather, which you recognized, and what Azariah showed you as he's like investigating around is like pointing out these scratch marks around the sigils that are on the ground beneath this feather.
And we're in a stone room.
Yes.
No doors, no windows, no.
I'll say with your 19 investigation?
18.
You are pretty sure that this room is completely sealed. It seems almost underground, and though the stone itself appears like work stone, like this is a man-made room, you're not quite sure how someone would enter this space. Like there's no apparent door.
What do you identify as a ritual on the feather?
Okay. Yeah, so you finish casting Identify, and as you do, you feel as though the spell itself, like your Identify spell, I'd say you've had enough experience as a mage, and with your father also being a mage, that you've experienced what dispelling or counterspelling magic feels like. You feel like as you attempt to identify this feather, the object itself is repelling your ability to identify it. It's almost like it is resisting the ability for you to understand it.
I step away from the feather and just point my finger at the nearest wall, away from Azariah.
Okay.
And firebolt.
Firebolt?
Just.
Yeah, your firebolt, and it impacts.
So magic's working.
And it just seems
but Identify didn't work.
Yeah.
I would like to. So, do I have my rucksack? My gear. I have all my stuff.
What would you have picked up when you woke up? I'd say you would have probably picked up your bow and your quiver, but I'll say roll a D100. Let's see. I'll give you 70% chance that you.
So I'm thinking after everything that we've dealt with and gone through on the road that I would not be sleeping without my gear on me. Maybe I would take my pack off.
Yeah.
But I probably. Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah.
70%.
30 or above, you have the belongings that you would feel prepared for with.
Okay. 71.
Yeah. So you've got your rucksack. You popped up and you kind of like geared up for the day as all this started to happen.
Okay. I would like to pull out of my bag the amulet that we got off of the caravan, as well as the I'll just start with the amulet and see if the runes inscribed on the ground match anything on that amulet.
Okay. And this is the amulet that you got off of one of the guards on the caravan?
Off of the caravan, yeah. There was an amulet, 4 amulets, a cipher, a wax stamped seal matching those amulets, as well as the ledger of the inventory and a travel log, which I don't have the details of those two up in front of me, but I do have a picture of the amulet.
Okay. These runes do not, they don't appear in style or form to be anything related to the runes that you see here.
Great. Well, that was the best I had.
All right, I'm gonna try something crazy.
Okay.
You're gonna have to see. I don't know rules is written. Maybe we need to Jeremy Crawford this. I want to do, as a ritual, Lehman's Tiny Hut,
Okay.
which spells of level 3 or lower can't be cast through it, and spell effects of any of those spells can extend into it.
Okay.
So I want to do a Lehman's Tiny Hut and then walk into it with the feather.
Got it. So up until this point, you've not grabbed or touched the feather. You have attempted to identify it, and you
I had to touch it to do that.
That's right.
Identifies only a touch.
Got it. So
We need a retcon that I blew up.
we'll rewind back to the point where you begin to cast Identify, and when it reaches the point in the incantation where you would normally make contact with the item that you're wanting to identify, your hand reaches for it, and as your hand gets closer, the feather spins faster until a hand emerges from a space opening behind it in darkness, and a hand reaches out, long clawed fingers with cloth-like draped skin wrapped around an appendage, and it latches on to your wrist. Suddenly, as Revel is held now, Azariah and Revel, you both see the head of a figure, almost mummy-like, the different like swaths of what looks like patchwork skin grafts lurches out. Where there should be eyes, you just see these dark, hollow cavities, and they dig into your soul. You look into them, and you feel yourself slipping away. What are the two of you doing?
Is it initiative time, or do we each do a thing?
I'll give you one thing, and then we're going to do initiative time.
So this thing reaches out, grabs Revel, and I feel its eyes boring into my soul.
That's correct.
I shoot it.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Revel, what are you doing?
I'm casting Protection from Evil and Good.
Okay.
Sure. Please finish loading. First round, I do not have advantage, or is it? I don't have advantage. I don't have any reason to have advantage, do I? All right. Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
-5.
Don't forget, it's
But only 5.
Only -5.
It's 15.
15?
Yeah.
Your arrow streaks through the air and just misses the head of this creature and enters into this black void behind it as it's crawling out toward you.
Well,
Rebel,
second
you
attack.
release your arrow, or sorry, you release your spell, and
Which is
as
to
you
me,
do,
like I'm not targeting it. It's
Yeah.
touch to me. So I'm just like, protection from evil and good.
you yeah, you feel this warmth kind of like wash over you, and you see that this kind of arcane glimmer settle. I need you both to go ahead and roll initiative.
Did I get my second attack, or were you not allowing me to have that?
Sure, I'll say you can get your second attack. Since he cast a spell, it's a full action. You want to take your second attack.
Okay. I mean, I get 2 attacks regardless of your damage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a dirty 20.
that will hit.
Okay.
It will kill.
Mm-hmm.
That is 15.
15. Okay. So, as this entity steps out, let's see. Let me grab the minis for you two.
Here's Rebels.
This room is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, so it's right here is where the sort of feathery
Oh, look at that.
revel here, and around about how close were you to Rebel?
I don't know. In my head, this room was not this big. It's just wherever you feel like we were pulled in. I didn't really.
He was investigating.
Yeah, so
We were close enough to
I was
talk, but not
investigating-
like right up on each other. Like,
I'll say
I
you
was
were
investigating the room.
yeah, you were investigating the room.
Because did we
What you
we ended up
yeah.
retconning backwards, right? So we went back to when you touched the feather. So
Yeah.
I hadn't even really looked at the runes yet.
I think that's a good.
But I'm fine with that. The thing is creepy as fuck.
Okay, so two of you. What was your initiative?
8.
8.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Why do I never know my initiative? That's a 20.
20.
Fireball can't hurt you, right? Like the caster.
Fireball?
Fireball. If I fireballed my feet,
Yeah.
does that cook me?
Unless you're evocation.
That's right. Evo's the guy that can do that.
So.
Oh man, I keep forgetting this. I technically get 3 attacks on my first round, right? So I get 2 standard attacks, but Dread Ambusher gives me an
as a
additional
Rune
attack.
Stalker, yeah, you get an additional attack.
I need to remember that and quit forgetting about that.
You didn't, because you're still going to have your first attack. His free action is not.
This is
your
technically
first
the
attack.
first round in
Yeah.
combat, so yeah, okay, fine.
I will say, you did use your Dread Ambusher additional damage when you shot through the arrow in the first, when you were still in camp. But
we weren't in initiative. It doesn't say this is a once a day thing. This is just once at the first turn of each combat.
got it.
But,
Okay.
but DM's cool. If we've been in combat since then fine.
No, you have not. So we'll say that you get to still apply your Dread Ambusher to this round.
Kyle is secretly adding more HP to whatever it is we're fixing to fight now.
Don't.
Okay, so Azariah, you are first.
Cool. Let's see. Do we start big? Yeah, we're just gonna take 3 attacks. No Zephyr Strike right now. 1 attack. That is 23 to hit.
23 hits.
All right. That's just standard damage. 15 plus 5, that's 20 points of damage.
Okay.
And another attack. That is a 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
That's 7 points of damage. And then last attack with Sharpshooter. And that's a nat fucking 1.
Oh no. So that will not hit.
Rebel.
Does it hit me?
Damn it. I knew it was too good to be true.
I'll say roll a d6. 1, 2, 3. It hits Rebel.
6.
Nope. The arrow wishes just past you, right over the arm that's being held by this creature.
Okay.
Bonus action.
Okay.
Thickums.
Thickums.
Big thick boy.
Thick
What
boy.
are you summoning him? Summon.
Why is he so much bigger than everything?
Because he's thickums.
Rebel. As you are the closest to this entity, you can see like these long strips of what look like cloth at first, but then as you kind of like focus in on them a little bit more, you can see that they are detached like ribbons of flesh that are just like
It's like fucking Mum Raw.
It's a
Cool.
uncanny creature to behold, and
Okay. Is it going next, or am I going next?
And it is now your turn.
Uncanny creature, which I'm assuming means that my protection is working. That it's one of the things. Abjuration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. Aberration, I'm sorry. Celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead.
So you finish the spell, and what you know is that it should prevent you from being harmed by creatures that are associated with these different natures.
Well, it helps me, yeah. Like, it gives them disadvantage, and I can't be possessed, charmed, or frightened.
Actually, I'll say go ahead and make either Arcana check or it can just be an Arcana check.
21.
21.
Do you need me to angle the camera up?
No, it's this one up here. Oh, wait, it is.
Quick,
Game's the stand-up. I'm trying to give myself a protection from this cat.
burn him. He looks flammable.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do, except I can't fireball myself.
Or thickums. Lots of time to figure out what we do next.
Can you Misty Step when someone's holding you? I'm only holding my hand.
I think so. I think as long as you can perform any of the verbal and somatic and
Then yeah, I'm just gonna look, I'm a mage. I'm gonna mage it up. I'm gonna Misty Step and fireball his ass, and I can fireball where it doesn't hit you or thickums, barely.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna Misty Step as a bonus action.
Okay.
Like 30 feet away, be like here, I think.
Yeah.
Ish. And I am going to fireball. Yeah, you can either put it down or just use my hand, but just right where it won't get thickums or.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Place right there. Okay. So you release this fireball, and what's your DC?
16.
16. That's a natural 15 for a total of 17.
Damn.
Dexterity. So go ahead and roll damage for your fireball.
do you need some D6s?
No, I'm just gonna digital it. 23, so
23.
11,
Got it.
right?
Alright, so. Is that your turn, Rebel?
Yes, that ends my turn.
Got it. Alright, so. The beginning of its turn, I need for both of you to make intelligence saving throws.
No.
And I need you to also roll one for Thickum.
24.
24?
Do I get advantage because of my protection from good and evil?
Sorry, you had a Arcana roll earlier, right?
Yes,
And that was
like 25 or something really high.
you get the sense that the magic that you would think what it should be doing, it doesn't seem to be affecting this creature. You would suspect that it should, but for some reason, it's not taking hold.
You realize if all my stuff doesn't work, I'm gonna die.
There's something different about this. I'll say with the 25, you recognize that as your magic is protecting you,
Why is Thickens not healed?
it fails to reach whatever the core of this entity is. Like,
Okay.
it's almost like it's not there. Like it doesn't have the core of its essence that should be repelled by your magic. Okay, so you start to hear whispers that begin to kind of like go from the previous voice into something that sounds like Azariah's voice, and then you shake it off and it slowly fades. Azariah, would you roll for your intelligence save?
15.
15. So you hear from across the room Revel shouting to you, and you hear him say, "I need you over here. I need you to help me." And you suddenly are drawn across the room, and you're in your movement here.
It was not me, my friend, I promise.
Thickets was 7, if you need it.
Thicket was 7. Okay. So Thicket moves around the creature, and go ahead and make an attack roll for Thicket with his bite.
No. I refuse. Attack roll with bite. No. Wait, where's all my
to bite his dad?
where's all my really shitty dice? Once I roll
Why is
one.
Thicket biting his dad?
Son of a bitch. That's 19.
19.
Mhm.
So you watch as you approach this creature, and you are looking around. You make eye contact with Revel, and you like nod, and like here, right? And as you draw back an arrow, you're suddenly clamped down on by Thicket. Go ahead and roll bite damage to Azariah.
Well, it's as low as I possibly could have been. That's 5.
5. And as you look up and nod to Revel, which you see standing right next to you, you draw your arrow back to fire at the entity that's teleported across the room.
Huh. The 15 doesn't save whatever the hell he just did to me.
So at the end of its turn, what did Thicket roll for initiative? Or does he go at the end of your turn?
Oh, you haven't had me roll for him yet. I can roll for him.
Go ahead and roll initiative for Thicket.
Oops, that's the jail.
Where it belongs.
Where is your? You have? It's on here. I always forget his damn initiative.
Just whatever his dexterity is.
It's 11 then.
Okay. So that works out. He'll go after you. Alright. So you can go ahead and take your turn, and Thicket will be up next. However, for your first attack,
Bonus action, dismiss Thicket.
okay. You dismiss Thicket. And he is
It's the best way to free up my arm.
If this is intelligence saving throw time, I don't think we want Thick Boy in the mix.
I'm glad you are not helping this
Yeah.
So actually go home.
And I... Wait, did I shoot it, Revel?
No.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. As you normally would. You are...
You told him it teleported, and I'm like, why didn't Kyle move the figure?
Mm-hmm. So, make your attack roll. And I want you
Wayne's
to
not
I just wanted...
make it a sharpshooter attack. So, go ahead and break your attack roll and subtract 5.
Bonsoir, Revel. We knew you very well.
Well, at least you let me bonus action
Somebody-
dismiss Thicket.
Write a small book about me. And put it
Otherwise,
in
he
the
probably
library.
would have forced me to use Zephyr Strike.
It's like a pamphlet at this
Yeah.
point. It's a trifold.
Okay.
My
Do the
butler will
DM
make up some
oh.
cool stories.
That is 14 plus 10.
Alright.
That's a 24 to hit.
Rebel. 24 hit you.
Yes, except hang on. Stop, wait. Like Porkins and
Wait.
mm, what's the 24?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So even with a +5, it's still gonna hit me. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So I shield
Okay.
and I arcane ward.
Gotcha. Alright, go ahead and roll damage.
Wait, I forgot. God damn, I forgot I had that. Well, this is gonna be your thing. I have luck.
Oh, yeah. You can force a
Can I
reroll.
can I force a reroll on him?
Yep.
I luck point you.
Alright. So go ahead and roll again to hit.
It's either a 2 or a 5, but I think either one's gonna miss.
Okay.
These dice are hard to read.
So, Revel, you Misty Step, you finish casting this fireball.
It's 2.
And then you suddenly watch as Azariah rushes up beside this creature as it's like breathing and flowing flesh wraps. And then Azariah draws his bow and he focuses on you and releases and fires an arrow. However, you've heard these like strange whispers, and so in your mind you heard what sounded like or tried to attempt to impersonate Azariah in your mind, but you were able to shake it off. But you can see that something has kind of like taken root in his mind, and he's firing at you. Azariah, your second attack, I need you to go ahead and roll again. This one's not sharpshooter.
16.
16. And does a 16 hit you? Misses. So, 2 arrows go whizzing past you, and that ends your turn, Azariah. As a bonus action, you dismiss Thicket, use your movement to get him up, and then take 2 shots at Revel. And at the end of the turn, you feel a little bit of clarity come back, and you suddenly look up and you see this
I mean, I should still have some
creature.
movement.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I got 40 feet of movement.
Yeah, so you still got 15 feet of movement left.
I don't think it's really worth it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna get the hell away from
Okay.
creepy
You go back
dude.
this way or this way?
Let's go straight towards you.
As you move away,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to take an attack of opportunity, leaving the creature's melee range.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be a 22 to hit you. 22 hits, correct?
Opportunity attacks have disadvantage against me.
Oh. Disadvantage. Very good. That was a natural 20. So the 22 stands.
The 22 will hit.
Okay. You're going to take.
Sorry, it took me a minute to find it. I swore I had it.
No worries. That's a really shitty damage roll. So you take 8 points of slashing damage. You step back, and the fingers that look like these very elongated, like bony fingers, they sharpen and they kind of like harden into blades as they slash down at you, and you just kind of like graze you across your armor. But so you take 8 points of slashing damage from that.
Great.
All right. So
Fantastic.
My turn?
Rebel, it is your turn.
This could suck, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm either locking us in here with the bad guy or trying to get rid of him. I dispel magic on the void.
Spell magic on the void. Go ahead and make a spellcraft check. So you're adding your proficiency.
Spell attack?
Your proficiency and your intelligence.
So my spell modifier base is +5. And my intelligence is +5.
So your spell modifier is what you want to add. So it's your intelligence plus proficiency.
Where's proficiency?
Or sorry, what's your spell attack? Like when you
My spell attack's +8,
Okay, that's what.
which is what you had me roll last time.
Yeah.
All right. So D20 +8.
By the way,
Should I do
not
digital?
that he's moving, he is slowed from
16
the
plus
hits
8.
that he took
24.
from me.
Okay. 24.
Yeah.
Okay. You release these dispelling incantations, and you watch as the void begins to fold in and collapse, and what's left is the feather, but all of the silver light that was once shining within it has dissipated, and it falls to the ground seemingly inert as the creature is now completely immersed in this space, but with seemingly nothing tethering it.
Damn, I was hoping you'd suck back through it. I don't know if I just helped us or hurt us. And I'm going to bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to run. I'm just going to, like, hide here.
Okay. Good enough. Into your turn, that is going to bring us to the creature. It is going to turn toward you, Azariah. And as it turns, you see that this like hollowed out face just kind of like stretches and elongates as it stares at you. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Stop it. I'm sorry. He's not slowed because it's gone past my turn.
Gotcha.
It's only good for one turn. Wisdom saving throw. Well, at least my wisdom's a little better. 13. I don't think that's gonna do it. That is a 13, sir.
13. Alright, that is going to fail, unfortunately.
Of course.
And you feel yourself become paralyzed as your muscles sort of lock up and you feel a deep-seated fear.
Wait.
There.
So this is a fear. No, I don't have it yet. At some point, Gloomstalkers, I think, get resistance to fear. But I don't think I have it now. Bummer. Okay. Yay.
Sorry, man.
That's okay.
But it is going to. And as it does that, Azariah, what is one memory, something from your childhood or even recent, that was a very pleasant or enjoyable experience that you lived through?
The first time my father took me out hunting and taught me how to hunt, and I got my first deer for bring back to town to
So
butcher and share with everyone.
as you stare into the face of this creature, you see that memory, and it plays vividly in your mind. And as you land this perfect strike on this deer, and it falls, and you see your father's face look at you proudly, the features surrounding you in the forest, they grow kind of dull and blur, and he watches your father's face also begins to lose feature, like it loses detail, and you suddenly look down, and it's the fear makes it difficult to recall and hold on to that memory. Something that is a
You gotta stop this, man. You gotta stop fucking with my memories. This is hands off.
At the moment, you feel unable to recall that moment. Something that you've been able to stir up very easily to look back on.
Classic Kyle.
All right. Down in the creature's turn. That's right. It is your turn. You're currently paralyzed.
You're locked. Okay, does he save for it though? Because it's his turn again.
At the end of your turn, you feel the paralyzation fall away, and you shake yourself loose, able to move again. But that does take your turn for this round. Yeah, Revel, we're back to you.
I was just joking that we would get
initiative.
to roll dice more. You know?
You said-
I've blown
Small
my only
group,
third
roll
level.
more, right?
I've got 2 third-level spell slots. They're both gone on the Dispel Magic and the Fireball. So we're at the we're back to the discount aisle.
Great.
You know, this guy's fucking with people's brains. Maybe his brain ain't so good. I Phantasmal Force him. Intelligence save 16.
Okay. It's gonna be a natural 4. It's a fail.
All right, so I know I have to make something up here, and this is tough because we're in an abjuration prison. There's a feather. I make him think that there was a spear of golden light back on the platform. And as the spear of light dissipates, there is a Sun Court Fae standing there that leaps at him and stabs him in the back with a golden spear.
Okay. And go ahead and roll your Phantasmal Force damage.
5.
5. Got it. Alright. And are you moving at all, or you stand put?
I am going to Misty Step as a bonus action over to Azariah. Or not quite right next to Azariah, but like...
Sorry, the Misty Step is
You have to see it.
it's a level spell though, right? In the Phantasmal Forces also?
But I thought you could Misty Step every like as a bonus action, no matter what.
Well, you can't cast 2 level spells, so you can cast a cantrip and Misty Step, but you can't cast.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm just gonna run.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah. 30, something like that over there.
Okay. So you move around.
Yeah,
That's
moving
fine.
around the
These little-
pillar.
Black spaces. These are like
Yeah.
raised, like they're not voids that you can fall into. It's just
I thought they were like pillars or something,
Yeah.
or like rock walls.
rock walls. Yep.
That's cool.
All right.
I didn't know it did that.
Rebel runs that way. So at the end of your turn, brings us to the entity's turn, and let's see. It's going to.
And I'm holding that Phantasmal Force.
Okay. Cool. Is going to shadow step this way
Ah!
and
Run away, run away, run away, run away.
use the rest of its movement. Get up against you.
Don't! Leave me
I'll
alone!
make 2 melee attacks against you, Rebel. That is a 22 to hit, and then 10.
Alright, I am going to react, cast Shield, so my AC goes to 24.
Got it.
I have Arcane Ward on, and this is my new special shield
Got it.
that has 2 spells interwoven in it. And I've got Protection from Evil and Good is woven into the shield, and a Misty Step is precast into the shield that I could use.
Okay. And are you using it Misty Step immediately, or
No.
are you just gonna hold it for?
It's just in the shield, and I can use it from the shield rather than from my spell slots.
Got it. You wrap yourself in this mantle of arcane energy, and the claw strikes come at you. They both just slide off, and the creature. There isn't confusion, but there's kind of just like this hesitancy that it sits in that space with. Ending its turn.
Is he acting like he's getting attacked? Like, is he?
He doesn't. So make an insight check.
22, natural 20.
Nice. Actually,
I secretly really wish you would have used that Misty Step. Because I'm being right on top of you screws what I was about to do.
Sorry.
No, I waited till your turn was over. I didn't want to influence it. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I just sent you a message.
Now we're playing this game, huh? Would I have heard the commotion of what went on the other side of this?
Yeah,
Pillar.
I say you can hear as Rebel is kind of like running around and screaming, and you can hear from this side of the pillar that there is a commotion going on over there.
All right, I'm gonna use my movement. I don't know the layout of what's behind this pillar. I just know he's over there, so I'm gonna take the shortest route possible to get eyesight around this pillar. So straight towards you.
Okay. There.
Sure. And I'm going to make an attack.
Go for it.
Since he's engaged with Revel, do I get an advantage?
Yeah.
Great.
Because Revel is cowering in front of him.
Yeah, he's clawing at Rebel's shield, so he doesn't seem to be focused
Okay.
on you. But,
Then sharpshooter.
okay, go for it.
19 plus 10 is 29, minus 5 is 24.
That definitely hits.
Okay, great.
Kick his ass.
That is going to be this. Can I... Oh, we'll do it on the next one. We'll do it on the next attack. Or should I take the guarantee? Alright, if I'm reading this correctly, I can choose to use my bonus action after hitting a creature to cast Hail of Thorns
Yes.
at second level.
So you cast Hail of Thorns first, and then you fire your arrow.
That's what I thought, but it says casting time, one bonus action which you take immediately after hitting a creature with a ranged weapon.
Okay. Well,
So I don't.
But
I,
sure.
but if you want me to cast before shoot, I'll do it on the next shot.
No, if it says after you hit, then I guess
It's kind of confusing
more
how
like
it's worded.
smite. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a 10, and that's a 10. No, that one fell off. That's 8 points of damage from Hail of Thorns, which you have to make a dex save on,
Okay.
and 16 points of piercing damage from my arrow.
That's a failure. Natural 3.
So he takes all 8. Unfortunately, Revel, you are also in 5 feet of this creature.
What do I do?
Dex save. Unless the shield somehow helps him.
I think it reduces its damage, or you have temporary hit points from your
Yeah,
arcane ward.
but I 17 dex save.
17 is a save, so 4 points.
Sweet. 4 points.
Great. And then I'll take another attack. For a dirty 20.
Very 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That hits.
I like advantage. I hit things with advantage. That is 11 points of piercing.
11 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
So as your 2 arrows land and you release the hail of thorns, your arrow like splinters into thousands of pieces, sinking into this character, kind of like cutting away at some of these like fleshy strips that are hanging from it. You notice that part of its essence of its semi-corporealness begin to drift back toward the center of this room, and you see, well, Azariah, you can see from here that the runes on the ground around begin to kind of like faintly glow a bit. But yeah, the creature is starting to look a little bit hurt.
Better.
Yeah.
Actually doing damage for once.
This is a great day for Azariah.
It really is. The number of misses because I was subtracting 10 for sharpshooter like a dummy.
Dude, you have no idea. I was like, what is going on?
I didn't know what was going on either.
You're supposed to be good at this. Alright, then in your turn?
That's both attacks and my bonus action, and my move. So there's
Cool.
unless I can use a free action to shout out to Rebel that the runes are glowing. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I'd say in the midst of that, you can shout towards Rebel.
Which
are glowing.
runes?
The runes on the pedestal around the feather, right?
I'll say that you can get out. The runes are glowing in your turn.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if Rebel wants to respond, then it is your turn. So Rebel, if you want to clarify, or if you just want to,
I continue my movement to where I can see the runes.
this way.
Yeah,
So you
I have
get,
30.
4, 5, 6. So you can get there if you want to, or
Yeah.
if you want to just go.
Right next to Azariah, or if I can see the runes now. Is it?
Yeah.
I'm looking over. Like, can I make an Arcana or something?
You can't. However, if you move away, you do take an attack of opportunity from the creature. It's going to be a 23, but your shield is still up to the end of your turn.
Shield lasts a lot longer than that. Shield lasts like 10 minutes.
Double check that for me. think it
I
just
will.
Goes up. I think it stays up until the end of your next
Sorry,
turn.
last one round. I was thinking of Mage Armor.
Yeah. The major armor is all day.
Yeah. Shield is 1 round, but I can cast it multiple times.
You did have a Misty Step that was in there, so if
Yeah.
you wanted to, you could expend that instead of moving away to.
I have been
Misty
playing
Step.
Shield then completely wrong. Maybe it's not what I need to, or maybe I need a length. Anyway, we talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the Misty Step, so I go over to the pillar and
Okay.
look at the runes.
Yeah, so,
Well, no, because then I can't attack him. No, and we need to do damage. We need to take this guy out.
Alright.
So just put me next to Azariah, and then I'm going to turn and. Does he look damaged at all from all the stuff we've done?
yeah, you can kind of see like there are pieces of him that are kind of like drifting off and being cut up and fallen whenever Azariah is shooting with these arrows. And there are parts that are like singed from your fireball, but he definitely looks to have taken some hits.
26 to hit.
That hits.
6 points of damage. That's a dog shit roll for damage. I firebolt him.
Firebolt. Alright. Cool. And then, so you Misty Step there. Are you moving at all, or you just stand put? You still have some movement.
Yes, I will move to the pillars.
Okay.
Or the runes and look at the runes. If I can still, as a free action, look at the runes.
As you get up there, go make a Arcana check at disadvantage, just to be. It's a full turn, it'll just be a straight roll, but kind of
22
down. You notice that the runes that are glowing are kind of like partially active. Some of them are complete, almost give you the essence of like a cage or incomplete like prison, and they are all related to abjuration, but some of the runes look to be inactive at the moment. So it's like there is a spell that is either failing or incomplete.
Okay.
So, Rebel, at the end of your turn, creature, roll to see if he gets his shadow step back, which he does not. So he's just going to move. There.
Of course.
Azariah. And he's going to take 2 piercing strikes at you. He once again watches, like, both of the fingers on these hands, like, kind of snap into these, like, long, sharpened blades. And he, like, dives both fingers into you. That is dueling 7s for 2 14s to hit.
They miss.
Both miss. So this creature like walks up to you and dives with both hands, and both kind of like miss as you like turn, make yourself a smaller target. And in its turn, it is back to the top. Azariah, you're up.
Great. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm going to bonus action Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
And I am going to hightail it 70 feet.
So yeah, that's 12, 14 spaces. So you can get to here.
Okay. Let's do that. I'm going to, with a single draw of my hand, pull 2 arrows from my quiver that are tethered together.
Gotcha.
And fire a bolo arrow
All right.
at this target.
So first, make an attack roll.
Is that how that works? I kind of forgot that you have to make a DC save, so so I have to hit it.
You have to hit it, and then it makes a saving throw.
And I have to use both of my shots.
Yeah.
But I cast Zephyr Strike to have an advantage, so that at least I can make sure I hit the damn thing. That's a 24.
24?
Yes.
I'll say you were above its AC by more than 5, so I'm going to give a disadvantage on the save.
Okay.
So the
13.
DC 13? And that's a dexterity or strength?
I think you can use... it's a dex saving throw, but you can use dex or strength to free on their turn.
A fail. A natural 2.
Awesome.
So the creature is restrained and held in place. Yeah.
Quit getting on my ass. I'm over it.
This dual arrow kind of like flies through the air, and as it like closes in on the creature, it kind of like splits a bit, and then the line catches and wraps around its arms and legs, winding around and tightening. And yeah, the creature seems like bound, but
pulling the legs together and he falls over. He's prone.
not prone, but you know.
Would
I mean,
burn off
with
your restraint?
It's a wire, so no.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rebel, it's your turn.
So I firebolt him, and it's advantage, right? Because he's restrained.
I believe so, but double check that. What's the? Make sure.
20. Does that hit?
20 does hit.
My digital damage has been crap. Seriously, that's bad enough that I don't believe it.
Yeah.
What do you roll for firebolt?
2d10. That was redonkulous. That's better. 7 and 8.
Okay. So, 15 points of damage. And the creature is now starting to look very rough. Okay. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Gotcha. In your turn, it is Hollow's turn, who is going to spend this turn getting out of the bolo tie. And that'll succeed with the natural 16 plus 4, so 20 total. He is no longer restrained. That's his action. And then he's going to use his movement. Get up against you, Rebel. And then.
This guy's annoying.
Leave me alone.
Ending your turn. Azariah, you're up again.
All right. I am going to Zephyr. Well, is he engaged with Rebel? Do I get free advantage? Or
He is engaged, so you do get advantage.
all right.
You're not engaged. I said no. No means no. Stop asking me to marry you, you strange thing.
I'm going to sharpshooter. Wow, that's an 11.
11? No miss, unfortunately.
Okay. And then I'll take my next attack.
Okay.
That's the plain old dum-dum attack for a natural 20.
That will hit.
So not such a plain old dum-dum hit.
Yeah.
It's been a while. How do I do 20? How do I do crits?
So you can either roll double the amount of dice that you would normally roll, or you can roll as dice is regular and just double the damage on the dice. So whatever numbers you roll on the dice, you just double that.
I'm a firm believer in more dice.
Okay.
Which were double 7s.
Nice.
So that's 19 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Okay. Azariah, as you release this second arrow, you watch as it flies, and you know your aim is true. What does it look like as your arrow strikes down this entity?
Oh man. I'm just taking that arrow. I'm trying to go straight through like the smallest portion of its abdomen, cleaving the spine in half.
Okay. So, Rebel, you're looking down at these runes, and you hear like the creature like grunting and growling and moving toward you, and then suddenly there is a snap, and you look behind you and you see like the leathery strips of flesh slap against the floor, and unmoving, the form begins to turn into almost a black smoke-like substance and is drawn back into these sigils, and they are still not pulsing, but they are alight softly, and we're gonna put a break right there.
Okay.
All right. Hey y'all, I rolled a natural 20 for the first time in such a long time, and I got to use it.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
What'd you break?
Something. Okay. Well. Cool. It's just going to be a little dark.
Okay. That is, yeah, the
Yeah,
light on you.
That light went like, there we go.
Oh.
Cool.
You heard us talking about what? I'm
He's
fine.
like, huh?
Yeah,
I'm
we're
fine.
back.
Oh.
The light was on break too.
Yeah, the light was also taking a nap. So as this entity dissipates and fades back into the glyphs that are on the ground, Revel, you stand above them, sort of inspecting it, and you notice, as I said, that some of them seem to be glowing and continuing to maintain an essence of protective magic. And as you watch the creature sort of like fade back into them, you can hear or maybe feel something still within that growls and grumbles with power. And what you feel is similar in nature to what you just encountered, but much more impressive.
Oh, shit. I want to know. So I'm assuming this whole platform with all of its inscriptions, we're on a platform that's got inscriptions and stuff on it, right?
Yes.
Is all a thing. So I am just putting my hands down on it, and I'm casting Identify as a ritual.
Okay. So
10 minutes.
you take 10 minutes. You cast Identify. And what should usually just respond with an understanding and unlocking of knowledge, you meet again a resistance. Go ahead and roll a d20. Actually, let's just make this an Arcana check. This is going to be essentially an opposed Arcana check. Your will in arcane knowledge against whoever set these runes in this arcane barrier in place. 18? Okay.
Damn, it would have been so much better if I rolled a visible dice. But anyway.
You hold your focus for these 10 minutes and beyond, and the spell is supposed to take root much quicker than it does. And Azariah, you watch as Revel sits, legs folded, and there's sweat kind of like beating down his forehead. And as he does, Revel, you begin to see these glyphs differently, and you start to understand these are not what you thought they were at first. And the magic, the warding that is placed here is much older than anything that you've encountered in your time studying. The spell itself is tied to a group of powerful ancient Eldorian mages known as the Watchers, who were a group, I would say not like yourself in the sense that they traveled about doing good deeds, but more of a collection of individuals from all around Aethoria that came together for special moments, things that were of such import that required the collective knowledge. These runes seem to be placed to hold back something that is alien and incredibly powerful. With your 18 Arcana and your Identify spell, you know that this specific spot is one of many that act as a sort of pin in a cage, so to speak.
Can I fix it? Can I repair it?
You can. Yes, you can. You can attempt to understand and recreate the magic that is here. But from what you know, this is not an easy feat, and there are multiple things that need to happen. So, for one, there are components that you would need to gather. So, based on your identify, you know that there are a list of components that you need to bring to this site and to begin to re-embolden or re-empower this.
Like you said, I learned that I think that there's more than one.
Yes, so
But this one's broken.
I'm gonna say actually make either a it's be like a history. It's more along the lines of like geography. So let's say either a nature or a history check.
13.
13.
That will suck tonight.
If you're sharing any of this out loud, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna start bringing to. I mean, not the identify part, but I'm gonna start waking up and be like, "This
All right,
is
right, you're still in a trance. Never mind.
the keys to a prison. This is the lock. It is failing. We must come back to fix it. What we fought, there is something beneath that is far, far worse."
Well, definitely don't want to fight too many more of those things or anything stronger, too
Or
much
it's
stronger than
Papa.
that. But I mean, how do we leave? How do we come back? What do you need?
Yeah, how do we leave?
Actually, Rebel, what is your passive perception is 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you're having this conversation with Azariah, you look up and you notice like there's a bit of like a gauntness to his face. He looks not like tired, but just like drained. And the lighting in this room it's not super bright. It's almost kind of like a twilighty indoor kind of like cavernous overglow. But you look down and you notice very distinctly on the ground your shadow and your shape, and you appreciate it. But as you turn to Azariah, you notice that his shadow is diminished and almost not present. So there's this faint, wavering darkness where Azariah's shadow should be and almost isn't.
My friend, you seem to have some condition. Did that creature affect you? The only healing I have at all is I have a potion of healing.
I mean, at one point I was paralyzed, and another time I don't know
curse,
how
I don't have
to
anything.
explain it, but it looked into me, and it's like it was drawing this. Feels like
We need to get you out of here, I think. I do think
am I
you
supposed to have a condition right now?
None that you know of.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine.
Because I'm
What's
certainly
going
not
on?
aware of anything outside of. Yeah.
However, as Revel mentions this to you, you look down and as you regard your shadow, you stare at it for a moment and you focus in sharply. And for a moment, you swear you see like your head turn in your shadow, but your head is not turning. But the form on the ground, you see the silhouette of your profile.
Wait,
I cantrip light.
didn't
Okay.
right on
Mordark
top
say
of-
something about a shadow? Didn't he see something that we didn't see? My shadow just moved.
He did. But he saw the shadow of the dragon. And then we met the dragon later.
No, there was a point where he had seen something like, I think it was just over my shoulder, wasn't it? Or just beyond me.
Oh, yes. There was a...
And he like pointed it out to us and none of us saw it. Like I spun around and saw nothing out of the ordinary, and he was very convinced that there was that like my shadow moved, or a shadow was there that wasn't, that I didn't see. None of us saw.
Yeah, I think Mordark said that he saw something shadowy that looked like you behind you.
I walk over to him and I cast light on his... You wear a cloak?
I do.
Light his cloak.
Okay.
Does that change anything?
It does. It brightens the room up, and the area around you is now bright light. So like daylight for about like 15 feet around you, and
I'm definitely more concerned now.
your shadow, it doesn't necessarily completely vanish with the light, but the behavior of it remains the same. So it doesn't change materially with the light spell.
Do I get a sense that we are in the Underdark?
Make a nature check.
Eight. I mean, I would have an advantage if it is in fact the Underdark.
I say you can roll with advantage to know whether or not it is the Underdark. Specifically.
Well, it's an 8 and a 9.
8 and 9. I say you know for
It's
sure
under
that you're
something, but it's
underground.
dark.
You are enclosed, so you're not sure if you're actually underground or if you're just in enclosed structure.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna go back and look into the room. Like I don't have any ability to do anything here. Anything ritual?
Actually, Revel, go ahead and make just a straight intelligence check. 24. Damn. The runes that are the patterning, the way that these runes are structured, are unmistakably similar in their construction as the runes that are scribed into another object that you've recently been made aware of. So the Idol of Neri, or the Fey Conflux, it also has these ancient and sort of like prehistoric, not very well recorded arcane patterns. And so your ability to make out what this is you on the fly doing like high level physics without like pen and paper, and you are beginning to understand and unravel some of what was being done. Now, it is very different in the type of magic or the purpose of what it does from the idol, but you get a sense that these two things existed in the same time period
Mhm.
as far as spellcraft.
I mean, I would love to get it out and compare it and try to use it, but I can't. I've got the collector's box,
Mhm.
but
The other
Poppy
end
and I
of the-
safe locked it. We
Yeah.
both have to have the keys.
Yeah. You got the nuclear football, but
Mm-hmm.
can't.
Then I'm just gonna keep looking. Like, okay, what's the way out? Is there a glowing exit sign? How do I get Clark back or Azariah back to the surface
Okay.
and hose him down with holy water?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Once again, if we're in the Underdark, I cannot be lost, but, I don't know where the hell I am. Favorite terrain is kind of useless if I don't actually know I'm in it. But shouldn't that just be inherent?
it would be if
Yeah.
you were in the Underdark, you would know. Like it wouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
But you do Rebel. You do see like on the ground that same like tainted feather that just like.
Last
lies
time I
there.
touched the feather, this dude grabbed me and
It seems to be inert, lying on the floor, but there is a lingering presence of arcane, abjurative magic.
now there was the feather on there.
Mhm.
Is that the same feather that we touched that sucked us in here?
They look very similar. The one that was in here was burnt and seemed to be like diminished. The one that you saw at your camp glowed kind of brightly with this silvery like moonlight. The one here is nearly completely inert, but it is motionless and lying on the ground, kind of like.
Screw it! I grabbed the feather.
Okay.
I wanted to look at something before you did that.
Azariah looks at something before I grab the feather.
All right. you look at it?
The creature that we fought, it's dissipated.
Yeah.
There's no physical form left of this
Nothing.
creature.
Yeah, nothing to be seen.
Is the ground dirty, dusty, got anything on it? What I'm trying to see is potential footprints to see if they match the prints that we saw lightly in the earth. on our
Give
side.
Make an investigation check.
18.
18. You do see that there are kind of like light footprints, kind of that have disturbed dust that's gathered in this area, and they lead from the center of this space into this direction. And they kind of like they stop just about here, but with an 18, you're able to make it out even amongst like the shuffling of feet as you guys were doing battle. But you do pick up about the same number of steps heading this way.
Same number of steps as what we saw
When you were at your camp, yeah.
when we were at our camp.
They're
And
moving
the
actively
footprints
towards us.
No, they're
match.
just they're in place, but they're not actually moving.
And the prints are a match. The
Yeah,
same, like,
the
alien
same,
esque
yeah, sort of like
style.
not beast-like, but not humanoid.
Did we ever see this thing's feet? Was it its feet?
You did not see any feet. It's kind of like these. It didn't really have like clothing per se. It was just indistinct, like strips of flesh that kind of like wreathed and wrapped around. But
Rebel, same footprints from our camp are also here. Should we look around for more?
Stranger and stranger. Yes, let us look through the room once more. I just worry about you, my sallow-faced friend, who is this strange shadow.
I drank the health potion I have.
okay.
If nothing else, I get health back.
Yeah.
Um,
As you guys continue talking about this, Azariah, you remember during the battle that memory being drawn to the surface, and it's like you are running towards something, but you are like on a treadmill, and you can't get closer to it. And that memory sits far away and unclear, whereas before it was something that you had like a vivid hold of and could drum up and process at will.
And this memory started to flitter back in after I took the potion, or
No, I'll just say like in the time that you guys are talking about this and talking about your shadow and kind of like the gauntness, you think about the battle and everything that transpired and trying to figure out what happened, and you remember the moment when you had that memory and you were paralyzed with fear, and as you're trying to draw on that memory and say, oh, I was thinking about this time when wait, what happened? You lose that grip on that memory. Like you were thinking about something very important to you, but you can't remember exactly what it was. So in effect, you did lose that memory and something else along with it.
I'm sorry,
Need to
something
get you
else
to a
along with it.
priest.
You are not sure, but
Is Poppy a priest? She's a priest, right?
pretty close.
Cleric.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, just looking throughout the room.
I
Wanna
share.
find the exit
Yeah,
sign.
I'd share that with Revel, and I just say like I don't know if we should be looking for more prints for a way out, or if you should risk touching the feather again.
My friend, this monster was in your mind. We need to get you to Poppy and perhaps a temple.
All right. So as you all are kind of like having this conversation, you notice that the runes themselves kind of like they dim a bit. The runes that are in the middle of the circle, they dim, and there is a second black deep void that appears at the center and begins to like stretch and elongate, and you watch as this long like snoot begins to like poke through, and you see rows of jagged teeth.
Man, I don't have any more dispels. I have 2 spell slots.
Revel,
I can
do we
do-
touch the feather or do we fight?
I can do an arcane recovery, but I have to do a short rest. That's not. We ain't short resting right now.
2 options: touch the feather or shoot the damn thing.
Touch the feather.
Okay, you touch the feather. Make a wisdom saving throw.
I don't like pressured decisions.
Fucking dice tonight are fucking dog shit. 10.
10.
5 plus 5.
All right. So you reach down and grab hold of this feather, and you begin to hear those same whispers pick up. The seal is broken. The seal is broken. The seal is broken. The seal is broken.
We know the seal is broken. Take us back to our friends and our camp.
And
I will call for help, you silly voices.
Azariah, you watch as Revel like reaches down toward the feather, and as he gets close, he kind of like locks up, and you just see like his eyes go blank, and he stands there unmoving for a few moments as a large meaty leg with a clawed foot at the end of it steps through this black
Grab the feather.
inky-
Grab me and grab the feather.
I full sprint towards Revel, and
Okay.
I'm going to collide with him.
Okay.
And in my head, one of 2 things are going to happen: either I'm going to lock up with him, or I'm going to knock him off with this feather.
Okay. So he hadn't
I never
touched the
touched
feather.
the feather.
He got close to it.
Oh, you
And
got
then he
close
locked
to
up.
it and locked up.
Mm-hmm.
What would the void monster thing? I
I
think you're right about the feather being the way out. I think we need to grab the feather.
Okay, I pull an arrow from my quiver,
Okay.
with this glowing orb on the end instead of a arrowhead, and I fire right to the base of the feather.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
And knowing what this arrow does, I plan to immediately touch the feather afterwards.
Got it. Which arrow? Are you
Arrow of
using?
transposition.
Got it. Okay.
Because I'm assuming I'm way over there where I was looking at the feet.
Yeah.
Since I was tracking things, so I'm not necessarily close to this thing. Plus, you couldn't even get close enough to touch it, so here's hoping. Great.
So you fire your arrow at the
Mhm.
feather.
Well, not at the feather, like right at the
The base. Yeah, where it is
I
on
don't
the
want
ground.
to. I don't want to hit the feather.
Got it.
17.
17. There's a moment of... Wait, does this thing actually work? Before you...
I know.
and you are pulled from your space and teleported. You see now, like, up close, Revel's, like, blank expression as he kind of, like, stands over this feather, reaching down, slackjaw.
The feather.
But it's right in front of you.
In range of me if when I pop up?
Revel would be, yeah.
Want to touch them both.
Okay, so you touch him, touch both. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Harry Potter's and Cedric's me.
No, I don't want to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, Ron's been splinched.
Oh, it's a saving throw. I have a +2 to wisdom saving. Oh, yeah, I knew that. 18.
18. So, you touch the feather and you feel that same pull, almost like magnetically being drawn into this feather, and you're holding Revel, and both of you are rocketed through space, which Revel you don't experience this time, being semi-conscious, but the next moment you breathe and you are able to shake off this paralytic effect, and you're back in the space of your camp. There is a quietness in the air. It seems like nothing has changed. The fog that was previously sort of surrounding this area, the heaviness to the air, is gone. And the two of you stand in the middle of the camp near your campfire, and it's much warmer than it was when you left.
Oh. Yeah, I should have just shot the arrow. Sorry. Anyways, keep going.
No,
I should have shot the feather.
But as you stand there, Azariah, you hold this. What you see now is like a white feather, and some of like the edges are a bit like burned and singed, but it does pulse with a light, almost like an electricity to it.
I'm actually holding it.
Yeah.
Nothing's whispering at me.
At the moment, the whispers are present, but they are subdued, so you are not affected by them as much.
And I turn to Revel. Is he still
Thank you.
frozen?
He kind of like shaking his head. He's like,
I think you perhaps saved my life. Thank you very much.
May have saved both our lives.
Are our friends waking up?
How's my face looking?
Oh yeah, shadow and face check.
How's my face looking? Shadow face.
he does still
Give me a
appear
mirror.
to be
Not his.
fairly gaunt, and you can now tell, like, with the familiar glow of the firelight, yeah, his shadow is indeed like somehow diminished, and it's almost like there is a very important part of Azariah that's been taken away or suspended.
I think it is copyright struck. I keep saying things from Harry Potter.
You got dementored.
Got, diaried.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to
Mr. Weasley line. Never trust anything that can think if you can't see where it keeps its brains.
I'm trapped. I don't know how to communicate that I feel like there is this piece missing of me. It's like it's there, you know?
No,
But,
I
like,
got
it's
that when
not
I was
there.
examining you earlier. Like I know there's like something missing.
But like a memory,
A chunk of
like something
Azariah's
from my
missing.
past.
Rose Revel, he tells you that you can make an Arcana check, Arcana or History.
15.
15. So you do know there are types of magic and also some creatures that feed on the essence and the not life force, but I'd say this is more soul and spirit realm of what makes up intelligent creatures. So the best you can tell is that something has either suppressed or somehow siphoned off a core memory that Azariah holds or once held.
But I haven't lost all of my memories with my dad. Just that one.
Just that one, yeah.
We need to research. We need to talk to a cleric. We need to travel to places where there are even smarter clerics and more research to be done.
Don't you have books?
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to do. First, kick Poppy. Does she wake up?
Poppy
Are we wrapping her? Or
rouse.
More to do?
Poppy does rouse at this point, and she kind of like, what, Revel? I didn't finish my trance. Do you need something?
We can explain the whole thing. I don't want us to robot her tonight. I just want to know that she's awake, and that's.
Yep.
You can figure out how that works off session. And then I'm gonna sit crisscross and open up my bag of holding and start looking for soul eating, shadow diminishing, and watchers.
Okay.
I'm gonna pocket the feather.
Okay. You place the feather in your pocket.
Yeah, like in one of the pouches on my belt or
Gotcha.
something along those lines. But make sure Revel knows that I don't know how, but we have this feather now.
Be careful with it. That thing fucked me up twice.
Well, it was the source of what fucked me up, so I'm gonna let you do some research. I'm gonna try to get some rest.
Revel, as you take out a few books, say some that kind of like pique your interest based on the sigils that you saw. There are some related to older divine magic. You definitely take out a couple that are related to things of an aberrant nature, otherworldly magics. And as you do, you start to write down and kind of scribble out some of the runes that you can remember from when you were in that space. And you also, I'm sorry, Azariah, you kept the feather with you.
I did.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead, as you, for the research for this evening, make another Arcana check. Either Arcana or Religion.
Advantage? So I'm using my books?
I'll say, yeah, at advantage because of your bag of holding library.
we need to weaponize your books somehow so you can have advantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
catapult.
that kind of sucked, but not terrible. 22.
And 22. So, a section of the glyphs are a rough translation would be an incantation related to a a light that was never meant to burn, and you're piecing things together.
A light that was never meant to burn?
Yeah. And the way that you put this together, the word that they use for light, it is related to things that are of a divine or celestial nature. And the words that they use to describe or to communicate never meant to burn are what you connect to the books that are more related to aberration. So it is seemingly something either that existed or that was created that held both a celestial and an aberrant nature.
Isn't that what was on the Conflux? Isn't that, why am I remembering the dual? What am I remembering?
It was,
Early sessions when I joined, they were researching
yeah.
a celestial / aberrant thing, or
Maybe something else.
no, it was something like that.
Mm-hmm. So with the conflux, I would have to go back and look at my notes to remember exactly what you have uncovered about the conflux so far. I don't want to reveal something that y'all might not have actually uncovered yet.
I mean, we had the whole sheet on the Conflux somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, there's
The receipts.
there's the Fey Rift War.
There was
And-
something about the Fey Rift War
Mm-hmm.
There was someone.
that was like a dark light combo meal thing, but my brain is grasping at it and not coming up empty.
Yeah.
Our
But this
conflict
is not
expert
the
is
first
not here.
celestial aberrant dark light good evil combo meal that I'm remembering. Unless
you-
this is one of Brady's adventures and I'm crossing the
Right.
beams.
Might be.
I'll need a point of clarification here because there's a lot of back and forth with y'all, and I don't remember everything that was showed with my character. Did you share the fact that there appeared to have been multiples of these that might be located in key places?
I'll say
throughout
that as
the
we're
realm?
campfiring tonight, I'm sharing all of this. Like as I'm finding stuff, I'm like, oh look, this means the light was never meant to burn. And yes, I am. The Watchers were a ancient group of heroes, kind of like us, and they had many such locks. And this was only one.
Yeah.
Do you?
I had the first issue of the comic book Watchers one. This is quite rare.
Thanks. Oh, we have a map, right? Can we mark this spot on the map in case we need to come back here? You said you
Sure,
wanted
sure.
to repair the lock.
We
We need to know how to. I mean, we've got the feather. Right now, it seems like the feather will move with us, but like, what if we need to be back here?
I think we need to tell Disable Quill.
Who's the same?
That's our
Because
guy.
Althoros.
Althorol.
Yeah.
Gotcha. His adventuring.
The Super
group?
Friends.
Gotcha.
All right. And I'll just say, for future reference, unless specifically stated, if you're in camp and your friend is doing research, I would assume that they will be sharing as they kind of uncover important things. Unless they specifically state, I don't share that thing, and then they'll hold that.
Oh no, I'm absolutely sharing everything. You know everything that I've heard. It's the Watchers. It's multiple gates. This one is broken. There's worse stuff behind it. you heard the same thing. I mean, it seems like some ancient, janky-ass, half-broke alarm has gone off.
Did you recognize the thing that was coming out of the portal as we were
No.
leaving?
Lots of teeth.
Say both of you guys can make a. This would be an Arcana check at disadvantage because you didn't see the full form. You saw parts of it.
15.
15.
Double fives. +1.
So, let's say that Rebel with a 15, you do know that it was alien. It was probably about as powerful as the creature that you had fought previously. So you don't get the sense that this was like a increased threat, but you get the sense that it was kind of something tearing at an opening in that space and attempting to come through, but a rough estimation about the same level of threat, but different as what you fought before. But you're not exactly sure what it was.
Putting pieces together here, the barrier is broken. The Watcher is gone. I forgot the third part. And clearly we witnessed things that were
The vessel remains.
appears to be crawling out of a breach of sorts. So maybe where they're coming from is the vessel, and this lock is broken, and they're finding their way out. I don't know what's trapped in here, but it doesn't seem great. Definitely just added on top of the list of all the things that we needed to get taken care of immediately.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll say, Rebel, because you did expend your protection from good and evil. You know, like you're 99.9% sure the type of creature it was that should have had an effect, but there was something missing from that creature. Like it was almost like it was empty or void of its full nature that caused it to be unaffected by this spell.
Great. Special aberrations, because that's what we need.
So you're
Something
not sure.
was missing.
Something ate it
myself.
too.
Something
Big eat small.
Something is missing from me, and something was missing from it.
But you do also know that it crawled through a portal that was just on the other side of something that was meant to keep it or others like it trapped. And as it crawled through, it seemed not to be fully able to present itself there. So it's almost like you were fighting something that was hollowed out or not fully.
Doors leaking. Who knows when it'll break? It might break 1,000 years from now. Might break tomorrow.
Well, now I'm all the more concerned that this piece of me is missing, and there are pieces of it seemingly missing.
There's something swimming around in there.
Am I in danger of being pulled into this prison?
And are you marking on the map your location where you are now? Okay.
I know we have a map. I definitely remember buying a map. I
We
just
have a
don't know who currently
I have
has
it. I pulled it out.
Yeah.
Great.
So Rebel, with your training and understanding of Arcana, you know that where you are currently, you didn't realize until this moment that there is a cross section of arcane ley lines, essentially the weave on Athoria that run through the actual the earth here. There's a denser or more substantial magical force in this space, in this area where you are currently. So when you looked in and you identified what that rune was, you understood that there were multiple locations. So this gives you somewhat of a hint that there are probably more of these, and they probably also lie in areas that are similarly imbued with stronger magic.
Where's the next closest cross section? Rebel.
Would I know that?
You would know that. You can make either a history or a nature check to see how accurate you can be.
21.
21. Is that
History.
history? Okay. So, where you are currently is sort of a little south of like central Eldoria, like on the continent. The next closest ley line actually is just off of the coast, south of where you are. So, if you follow the River Breen south and then kind of like sail along the coast, roughly about 100 miles south, there is a section of the ocean that is recorded to be one of the other arcane ley lines, or the intersections of the arcane ley lines. So they kind of wrap the globe and then intersect at different points.
I would love to get a hold of Althoril somehow. Do we have an Althoril walkie-talkie?
He didn't give you anything.
Yeah,
If you have the sending spell, you can reach out.
I do not.
Well, we do have somebody here who can send messages. They're just not here. I think
Yeah.
Poppy has message.
Poppy
Sending.
has sending, yeah. Or she can have sending each day. She can choose to prepare it.
Alright. Well,
High fives all around.
I don't know about you, but I need some sleep.
I will meditate.
Maybe a hot tub would be nice.
I am gonna, absolutely have my unseen servant set up the tent and the hot tub.
It's pretty cold in there. Maybe a hot tub,
And I'm
tobacco,
gonna go,
whiskey.
my friend Azariah, I am going to continue my research in my light meditation. Feel free to use the facilities, my friend.
That'd be
All
good.
right. So, with that, we're
I'll
going to
send
go
a ticket.
ahead.
We can get in the hot tub.
Oh, think it's in the hot tub?
Anybody ever smell steamy, hot, wet badger?
Oh, yeah. Wet badger in the tent.
The unseen servant is absolutely like
God damn.
lathering thicket up.
Yeah, it's a crunchy badger.
I look at Thicket. I'm pointing at my arm. What the man?
He just looks confused. He's like,
I don't heal like you do, man. You know what you did.
We're going to wrap up there and pick up next time. Hopefully with all of our friends. Nobody gets sick anymore.
Stop overworking, nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What he
get your
said.
priorities straight.
Yeah, yeah.
Sell many things. Make many monies.
Correct. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Good night.